Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. From crazy to hero, the internet has changed sides. Sharlita Savage is seen as a hero out here in the YouTube streets. But she tried to warn y'all, better leave me alone.
I'm going viral every other day because these pussy bumping ass bitches want to be on the internet talking shit about me consistently. Okay, y'all had y'all time to reign over the internet for years, and y'all talked about me. I didn't say nothing. All I did was travel the world and work. Then y'all said the wrong shit and got my motherfucking attention. Now y'all want to talk about I'm obsessed. Excuse me? You started this shit and then now you want me to end it? No. If you want it to end, you're going to have to call my phone, make a public apology and some more shit. If not, suck my dick I don't got, because I've never gave a fuck.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Sharlita Savage is the internet hero. She ain't playing. She been trying to be nice with everybody. But y'all done came out here and underestimated the woman. Now this is the thing. She and I talked months ago. Like 3 months ago. We talked for about an hour and hour and 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes. And all I got to say about that conversation is she's a very intelligent woman. She's raw, she's brutal, but she's intelligent. So when I hear people now saying Shalita's smart or she's intelligent, or hold on a second, I didn't know that she was this way, we were just thinking she was crazy. Nah. I had a conversation with her. I didn't go and I told her I'm not going to record the audio and all that. I just want to get to know her. And she likes smoothies in the morning. That's what she has for breakfast. She's very well traveled, and she comes from a very good background. But what I'm going to tell you is right now, what y'all are seeing, what you're seeing is what started as internet chaos turned into one of the most talked about family feuds in boxing-related social media circles. That's what you're seeing. For months, I sat back and just watched. People were dismissing Sharlita Savage. She just wants attention. She's emotional, reckless. She doesn't respect herself or Claressa. She's just looking for her moment. Simply trying to provoke. She's just out here trying to provoke reactions from Claressa and get under the fan base's skin, the Claressa Shields fan base's skin. But not now. A growing section of the internet says, hold on. Hold my horses. I took it to the stupid hood. We misjudged her completely. Whoa, were we wrong? And I ain't got nothing to say except just keep watching her. Y'all can think what you want about Sharlita Savage. Keep thinking that she's not sharp. She's slow. She don't have connections. She don't know people. Think that she's talking out of her ass. Y'all gonna see. Y'all have misjudged this woman. They're like, her delivery may be aggressive, but some believe her underlying points are resonating more with the audiences now than before, of course. But for me, I'm just sitting back watching. You know me, I think this is all entertaining. It's like the internet's opinion has shifted big time on Shalita. And that's why these raw personalities like hers, it attracts viewers, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to understand the psychology of controversial truth tellers. That's what she is. She is a controversial truth teller. She should have her own talk show. I'd watch it. And y'all know I don't be on the internet like that. I'm from the old school. But I sure as hell, if Shalita had a little talk show, I don't know how long I can stay on there, man, because I'd be so busy. But I sure as hell would tune in and support her. Because she crazy as hell, man. She just says it like it is. If it make her look crazy, she don't care. If it make you look crazy, she don't care. But the truth is the truth. But that's why audiences often rally behind these outspoken underdogs. She was the underdog. She wasn't supposed to come out here and get the upper hand on Claressa Shields. Who was Sharlita Savage? No one knew her. You just see this face pop up on the internet and you're like, what the hell is going on here? She going against Claressa, the $8 million woman? But over time, what happened? Claressa was responding to Shalita and basically trying to make us all believe Shalita was full of smoke, full of hot air, like Claressa has done to a lot of people on the internet, make it seem like they're the ones who are wrong, they're the ones who are this. And then over time, you just saw Shalita started getting more momentum because she's like, oh, okay, you want to play games? You should have never responded to me, but you want to come and make it seem like I'm lying? Okay. Mentioning my name? Okay. And well, now we see where we're at now when it comes to Sharlita Savage. So I just try to understand and break down the internet perception, media dynamics, and online culture because none of this is a confirmation of allegations or rumors, but it's a good starting point to have a conversation on how the internet initially viewed Sharlita Savage and how they view her now. Because I think at first, many people viewed her as overly emotional, just wanting attention, trying to find a way to get some money. Because that's what we were led to believe. She was chaotic and aggressive and unpredictable. So we sat back and we thought that. A lot of viewers dismissed her completely because of how she was communicating and ranting and raving. We were like, where did she come from? And this, for me, is really important because it just shows you how we're conditioned. People often judge credibility based on presentation, and the way Shalita came out here, she was just raw and in your face, boy. Cussing, carrying on, she ain't care. Hair comb, hair not comb, she ain't care. She was gonna get on that camera and say what she had to say. You know what I'm saying? But people judge credibility based on presentation. That just means that if someone makes a valid point, an aggressive or emotional delivery can cause audiences to reject the message, and that's what happened. People were rejecting the message. But the more Shalita spoke, the more people started paying attention because she was consistent. And they were like, hold on a second here. There's something to this woman. You see, at first, nobody wanted to understand her growing up from a good background. Nobody wanted to understand that her cousin, LaQuisha, who's a member to the channel, and we talk regularly, LaQuisha was trying to tell me, back in the day, we came from money, hood. I'm like, okay. We had everything hood. I'm like, all right. And me, I trust you. I can't verify, but I trust you. And she said the same thing about Shalita. They're cousins. She came from a good life. She just chose to go a certain direction. This was what LaQuisha was saying. This is long before anyone started doing any interviews with Shalita. Back in August, I got all them lives. I may put that one out, a couple of them out where they're talking about Shalita. You can see that her cousin was trying to tell us. Like she basically saying, I'm the good Savage, Shalita's the bad one. But she did say Shalita came from a good background, and she was just saying that they had good lives. So she said that. And when I did speak to Shalita, we talked in depth about that, her cousin LaQuisha. We talked about a lot of things. And everything LaQuisha said, I didn't tell Shalita, but Shalita was saying it. That's how I knew it was true. I didn't tell her what LaQuisha said. I just sat there and listened to her. And I was just like, box was just being checked. I'm like, God damn, that's the same thing LaQuisha said. So there's something there about her, but I'm telling you right now, everybody right now is listening to the message. And that's the thing, the message versus the messenger. Because this is something that's happening online right now. People are separating the message from the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Viewers are now saying maybe her delivery is a little bit brash, a little bit wild, but some of what she's saying deserves some attention, hood. I'm like, yeah, I know that. I've been telling y'all the woman's intelligent. I don't talk about it a lot, but people will tell you, hood been saying it. Y'all keep not listening to her. I've been saying this shit for months. But now it's at a point where everybody is like, hold on. Our perception of her has changed. You know what I'm saying? And there's been a shift in her perception. And it's changing everything, man. She has a raw and uncut personality. And when you have a raw and uncut personality, you attract huge audiences, especially when you're very articulate. And she's not just out here rambling. She's out here and she can stay on topic. And she knows what she's talking about. But boy, oh boy, Claressa, you should have left Shalita alone. Shalita ain't out here playing with nobody. She don't want to be bothered. Shalita just chilling. She could be online more. If she was really out here chasing YouTube money, Shalita could be out here online more, making money hand over fist. You can see This ain't something that she's looking or passionate about. She just get on here to speak her piece every now and then. But I tell you what, man, social media loves people who appear fearless, which is Sharlita, unfiltered, which is Sharlita, emotionally honest, which is Sharlita, unpredictable, Sharlita, of course, and willing to say what others won't say. That's Sharlita. Audiences are drawn to that raw authenticity. Even if it gets messy, they're drawn to it. And they're seeing more and more about Sharlita. They're like, yo, she's the real deal. She's blunt. She's uncensored. She's emotionally explosive. You got to be ready to brace for when she explode online with the shit she's going to say, but she's real. She's very real. And in internet culture, let me tell you something. When you have somebody when you're reckless, it's often viewed as truthful. You know what I'm saying? And I think with her, that's what majority of people are seeing right now. Especially since this big conversation came up about Claressa and Flint and the mayor and the home and the taxes. How there was $700, now they're $699, and Claressa calling up, they're raising hell, and this whole thing going on. Shalita, that's why she went live and she was going off about that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all didn't see the live, it's out there. I ain't gonna play it on my live right now, but she went off. I listened to the whole thing. You know, for me, it takes a lot for me to sit on the internet for too long listening to anything, but I listened to the whole thing because I said, yo, Shalita is what she was talking about. I'm like, boy, shit getting exposed, isn't it? Some uncomfortable truths are coming out. And if there's anyone to expose it, it's going to be Shalita. And that's why a lot of fans are starting to support her. Shalita could have 500,000 subscribers on YouTube if she wanted. You know what I'm saying? Fans are supporting her. The internet audience loves underdog stories. When someone gets mocked repeatedly, which is how Shalita was being done at first, but she keeps speaking anyway. Some viewers begin rooting for him automatically, especially if the more powerful celebrity keeps responding emotionally, which is what Claressa was doing. But some fans now feel like, nah, Shalita appears fearless because she doesn't seem worried about backlash, embarrassment, criticism, public opinion, or being proved to be a liar. You see, that energy attracts audiences online. When you know you're speaking the truth, you can be consistent and come out here and keep saying what you're saying. You know that your integrity shouldn't be questioned. People will eventually see it. That's that energy that Shalita brings. It attracts audiences online. So why people think Shalita and Claressa, or why people feel that Shalita is more believable than Claressa? I mean, easy, because Claressa has been proven multiple times to be dishonest. Even for me to come out here and play little pieces of the interview and she said this, she said that, because she came on my channel, Claressa, and she said a whole lot. And you look at where we are now, I mean, we're just talking about 4 months later, 5 months later. Look at where we are now. Most of that stuff has been debunked. Not all of it, but most of it. And not by my doing it, anyone else, it's just by Claressa, the things she's saying and the things she does. It's like, hold on, you doing what? We're watching you do what? But hold on, you said you don't do this, you don't do that. And y'all can fill in the blanks, because if you follow the channel, you know what I'm talking about. But a lot of people watching, they believe responding repeatedly only fuels the situation further. Claressa just needs to just leave Shalita alone. The internet drama survives through engagement. And Shalita is ready for the bullshit. She ain't looking for it, but she's ready. Because every response, if Claressa don't want to deal with Shalita being raw and uncut and truthful, then just stop responding. Because every response creates new clips, new reactions, new live streams, new debates, and more viral moments. Claressa knows her cousin. She knows Shalita is a serious person. And she knows Shalita, when Shalita's talking about going and filing this and filing that, I believe Shalita will do it. But it's almost like the conflict has evolved into a cycle where both sides benefit from the attention, but I don't think Shalita is chasing it. I don't really think she's someone who wakes up every day looking for that attention. I don't think so. But when you have a person who tells it all, shit, man, every viral internet era creates a truth teller figure. There's always someone who's a truth teller. They don't care how it comes out, they're going to tell it. Shalita may have a little Tupac in her. You know what I'm saying? She is going to say what she has to say. She doesn't care. She don't care what happened to her. She doesn't care. As long as she's being the truth and talking her truth, she don't care what no one says. She a one-man army driving a truck. She don't give a damn. But when you have personalities like this, they gain traction because audiences feel they're saying things that others are too afraid to say. And right now, the audience is glad to hear her talk about things involving Claressa Shields, because Claressa Shields has turned so many people off. So whether it's accurate or exaggerated, the confidence creates intrigue as long as it's not a lie. You see? We understand that a bit of hyperbole can exist when people are talking. We understand that a lot of times things are spot on accurate. But as long as it's not a lie, the confidence is going to create intrigue and the audience is going to support you. And I'm telling you right now, the internet often rewards certainty. They reward emotion, they can reward conviction. But more than anything, when you have evidence and proof, they will reward you. But them internet rumors spread fast as hell, don't they? Serious accusations online spread rapidly because controversy travels faster than calm discussion. But audiences should always remember that viral claims are not automatically facts. Online speculation can become distorted really quickly, and people often begin repeating rumors as truth without verification. That's why Shalita come out here with facts. That's why she speaks so passionately about it. And if it's something she don't know, she'll say, I don't know. Like, I don't know if everyone listens when she talks. She'll tell you, well, I don't know, but I think. But when she's sitting there telling you the facts, like Kanye West said this way, you don't have the facts, Sway. You don't have the facts. Well, Shalita has the facts. And she has no problem sharing it. You got to be able to separate the entertainment from proven reality. That's extremely important. And I'm going to tell you again, I think Sharlita should have her own damn show. You know what I mean? I may start advocating for that. The Sharlita Savage show. She should have her own shit. Everybody talking about her. A lot of people like her. There's a handful that still haven't, but I mean, I like her. I had a chance to talk with her. The conversation, I'm telling you, was nothing like some of the stuff you see in the interviews. Sharlita Savage is cool with hood champion, and I'm going to just leave it as that. But I'll tell you what, her personality is made for the internet media. It is. She is sitting on a gold mine. I'm telling you, she could be a damn gazillionaire. She's got it. Imagine if she started doing live streams. But she probably too old for the bullshit, ain't got time for that. But just her personality, I'm telling you, she is internet gold, content gold. And she got something special. I just don't know if she's going to want to ride that wave. But if she chooses to, I'm telling you, she's going to be up and away. Because modern content, it rewards people like Shalita. It rewards her. The intensity, the strong opinions, the unpredictability, the storytelling, the emotional storytelling, everything about Shalita. The modern content will reward her big time, man. And audiences today often prefer the raw personality over people who have polished media training, you know what I'm saying? But they know, they can tell with personalities, man, who is being themselves. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of viewers, I'm telling you, they're starting to support her. Those who weren't supporting her because they just feel like her energy is real. Compared to celebrities who appear overly controlled, they're like, she's become an online celebrity, but she ain't controlled. But one thing is that family drama, when you got somebody who's not controlled, that family drama hits harder. Family conflict creates stronger audience reactions than ordinary celebrity drama. And I tell you right now, Shalita ain't gonna let nobody mess with Claressa. Don't get it twisted. With all this shit going on with her and the internet and her and Claressa, from that like hour and a half, hour and 45-minute conversation. That's one thing that's one thing I took from that. She no matter what's going on with her and Claressa, she ain't gonna let nobody mess with Claressa. Audiences assume family members know secrets, history, personal behavior, emotional patterns, and hidden truths. So when they come out speaking publicly, people listen differently. That's why people listen to Sharlita Savage, because they're like, oh, she knows things. And that's why there's a huge danger of public internet warfare. Don't be going back and forth because there are things that people can expose, and the internet is going to internet. The longer the public feud continues, the more damaging they can become for everyone involved. So over time, reputations suffer, audiences become exhausted, emotional reactions escalate, and personal issues become permanent internet content. But when you're someone out here like Claressa Shields that wants to, you want the world to validate you and see you a kind of way, but you don't want them to know about your past and stuff like that. And okay, I get it, cool, but you probably shouldn't be out here poking these bears, especially someone like Sharlita Savage, especially trying to make it seem like she's not being truthful about something or even mentioning her name, because she's gonna come out swinging. So what maybe had began as entertainment, it can become emotionally destructive. But Sharlita Savage, in my opinion, has become a hero online. And I'm just going off the pulse of what I'm hearing people say. They love Sharlita. They love her. They're like, man, Hood, she is a hero. And I'm like, you know, the internet culture often turn controversial figures into heroes. But you know why they do it? Because Sharlita appears fearless, independent. She's definitely anti-establishment. She's not all about, like she said, the common folks, the poor people who got to pay taxes. Why you get an exception? Nah, you're not going to do us wrong. So she's emotionally honest, anti-establishment, and she's willing to challenge anyone, even celebrities. She doesn't care. And once audiences begin viewing someone like Sharlita as the only person willing to speak, their support can grow rapidly, and that's what's happened with Sharlita. She has a lot of support. She has a lot of fans. Some say people only support her because they don't like Claressa. All right, I'm not saying you're right or you're wrong, but one thing we agree on is people are supporting Sharlita, aren't they? And that's a big lesson from this situation, man. On the internet, perception changes fast. How people initially saw Sharlita, my buddy who was talking to me about, her breakfast and how I also drink smoothies in the morning from time to time. They're like, yo, she's unstable, Hood. She's messy. She's attention seeking. That's what they said in the beginning. I even thought that until we spoke and I left it alone. And I sit here a few months later and I'm watching. I'm like, shit, Sharlita's truthful. Sharlita's entertaining, and Sharlita is courageous. She don't give a damn. And social media rewards emotion, conflict, rawness, nonstop drama. It really does. And there is a danger. Once family conflict becomes content, it becomes very, very difficult to take it back. But I can just tell you this, and this is just my observation. Sharlita thinks before she speaks, and she knows what she's saying, and she knows the long-term impacts. But once she's speaking the truth, she don't give a shit. And if you come looking for her and mentioning her name, you better believe she's gonna respond. And she don't give a damn. Anyway, Claressa Shields. Isn't it amazing how the two-time gold medalist, all these championships and belts, the internet is out here looking at Claressa like the crazy one and Sharlita as the hero. What they say, real recognizes real, huh? Y'all keep cool, I'm in the breeze.